All right, what's up? Brown Girl Interrupting. And it is Sunday night, 9:45. Normally I'd be on here at 9, and normally you would see my interview show called Pain to Power with Love. Normally you wouldn't hear firecrackers in the background, but it's July 3rd, which is why there's firecrackers in the background, and which is why we don't have a show this week because I know y'all are all partying. Probably nobody is going to be on here live, but you're out there and you're doing your thing, and that's wonderful. And enjoy. I am not out and about. I am at home chilling, and just doing my thing, which for now is going live on YouTube for a conversation with Brown Girl Interrupting. And that's who I am. I'm Brown Girl Interrupting. And my story is that, well, I'm brown, clearly. You can see in the background too. I'm brown, which means I'm Pakistani, Bangladeshi, and I am an interrupter. I'm a female and I'm an interrupter, and that's what I do is I interrupt. And so today I don't have an interview for you, but normally you would come on here on Sunday nights at 9 o'clock. Make sure you hit the bell. I won't be fancy because I'm doing some production here. Make sure you hit the bell, you click, you subscribe, go follow me on Direct Me, and go to all of my social media. I tell stories all the time. Today I've been telling a lot of stories, and I'm here to tell another story, I guess. And I just, I'm a total cut up. Like, I like to have fun and laugh and joke around and capture life around me because I'm always taking it all in. So if you're here, subscribe, make sure you click the link below on this YouTube channel and that you hit the bell because you want to get notifications, and join me next Sunday for a live interview on Pain to Power Leading with Love with Victorious Costas from Dumbo, New York. He is not from Dumbo, New York, but he has a record store called Legacy Dumbo Records in Dumbo, New York. Dope location. I mean, truthfully, like if you were going to go to a cool record store, this is the one. From the ambiance, the vibe, the energy, to the people. I mean, the people. Victorious is amazing, was a great host itself. And of course, all the people and the patrons. I got to meet some regulars, and they were amazing and wonderful, and I had a good time. And I felt very welcome on my solo trip to New York, which is a great thing. And so join us 9 o'clock on Sunday, July 10th, for an interview with Victorious on his story of pain to power and leading with love, and how he is using mental health and what he has done as a filmmaker to capture the stories of others. So that's my plug, but that's not why I'm here. Definitely subscribe still. But why I'm here is because I had a story for you. And here's my story. I'm a writer. And particularly, I write about my own pain and finding power in it, and my own healing journey. But I write about relationships sometimes. And so recently I had an incident where I wrote about relationships, and I wrote about some tough points in relationships for me. And it all stemmed from the shattering of a French press in my kitchen. And that kind of led me down this whole path of thinking about things shattering around me. But so here's the funny story. Funny story is the whole piece, which you should go and check out when you go to my link, and you go to, here you go, little producer moment here. Go and click on the link for this Direct Me. That is where you will find all of my platforms and all of my different projects, because I am always growing, learning, and evolving, and I'm always going to have something new. So stay tuned, because I change it up. That's what I do. So go and check out Direct Me, Brown Girl Interrupting. Make sure that you go to my blog and, again, subscribe, put your email in, and learn about my story, read some of my writing, check out my pictures, I wrote some poems you might want to read as well. So just go check it out. Check it out and definitely put your email in, subscribe, like, comment, share. Tell me if something resonates with you, because that's what keeps me going. So back to my story, Shattered. That's the most recent post. I want you to go and read it for yourselves, but I'm going to give you some of my background story of where I went with it today, because, I shattered a French press. And at the moment that it shattered and I had glass shards all over my floor and I was by myself once again on an evening where I could use some support after a really hard week of a lot of things and a lot of emotional moments in my life. And so I wrote this post because I was feeling all those things. But at the same time, one of the parts of this post, and you know what? I'm going to make this easier. I'm just going to read you one of the parts of this post so that you know the connections. So the post is called Shattered. And the part I'm going to read is the story I'm about to tell you. So I wrote this 3 days ago. I'm not going to read the whole thing. But after it shattered, this is some of the things I thought about. I wanted to have someone's arms to sink into and allow him to plan how he would make my life easier and tackle the problem with me. I just didn't want to be alone in that moment. No one came. No one ever does. So I methodically cleaned up the pieces. The big pieces are always easy to spot. In life, those are the easily identifiable problems and challenges we know how to pick up and throw away. But the frustration is when you have to clean up the smaller and sometimes minuscule shards, where as much as you may try to clear it out, inevitably you will one day step on the floor and your naked foot walking to get breakfast on a beautiful Sunday morning is stabbed in the flesh by an unexpected speck of glass. In life, when we clean up our problems and heal ourselves, the big pieces are easy to spot, but the unexpected pieces that hurt you with vicious stabs are the ones you can't prepare for. So today, Sunday, July 3rd, as I was walking in my kitchen, focused on my children, getting things ready for a trip, and trying to put myself in this positive place after all the emotional upheaval I've been having lately, I stepped on a shard of glass. Literally, on a Sunday morning, stepped on a shard of glass. The irony is painful in so many ways, but what I thought about was taking the story another place, which is that I stepped on this piece of glass. And it hurt. Oh, it hurt like hell. And I was bleeding on the floor, and it was like pretty bad. And of course, I'm like this superwoman kind of like tough chick. So I just like reached down, pulled the shard of glass out, kept it moving, and then saw the blood. And was like, oh, maybe not just keep it moving, right? Because that's what I do when I have problems, and that's what I do when I have pain. But the thing is that my son and my daughter were there. And without skipping a beat, my 16-year-old ran upstairs, brought down a first aid kit, and he was like, let me help you out. Let's clean it up. I'll clean up the floor. You focus on yourself. And he did. He helped me. I wasn't alone. I wasn't alone the moment I stepped on the shard of glass. I was with my kids. I'm not with my kids all the time. But when they're here, they give me so much peace and so much love. And I think what I realized today is that part of this search I've had to find someone to support me and love me and be in my life that's someone I actually want, that's healthy, that values me, that lifts me up, that laughs with me. Because God, more than anything in the world, I just want to laugh and be free and stupid and silly and just like enjoy life. That's all I want to do with someone is enjoy life. I don't need the fancy stuff. I mean, it'd be great. Like, it'd be fabulous to like be on someone's yacht and just enjoying my life. Like, yeah, I'm every woman. I'm like every other woman. And I want that. I want to be spoiled. I want all those things. But I also literally just want someone that I want who wants to spend their time and make their time for me to sit on my patio and people watch and just sit. I don't even need talking. I just want to sit in silence with someone that I know I can be safe and soft with. And so I was thinking about that when I wrote that piece. I was thinking about that. But then today, I stepped on the shard of glass. And my son was there. And I didn't have to sit in that pain for long. Literally or figuratively, because, well, when your kids are around, you can't sit in pain for very long. I did. I cried. I did. I had a moment. I definitely did. I mean, I'm human. I had a moment. I literally just wrote 3 days ago about this exact same moment and then had the moment happen. And I was already still in a really sensitive emotional space. And so it all just hit me at once. And yes, I sat in a chair. I hugged my legs and I started crying in front of my children. But it wasn't for long. It wasn't for long. My son looked at me, asked me if I was okay. I looked back at him, wiped the tears, and I'm like, I'm fine. I'm always going to be fine. And that was it. And I walked away from that moment, and I walked away from that pain that I was feeling inside and that I was feeling on my foot. It really wasn't that bad. I got over it quick. It's literally, I have like a really high pain tolerance, so it really wasn't that bad. But the next thing is that we went to my storage unit. So another story about me right now is that right now I've been trying to clean out my life, like really clean out my life. I made the mistake when I separated from my ex of 17 years from a massive house of 5 rooms to think that I was going to fit all of that life somehow into a 2-floor, 3-bedroom apartment. No. I was hoarding. I've been hoarding. And part of my healing has been to let go of all these things because they're things. And honestly, they're not even things I use or look at or care for. I want the most simplicity in my life. And so one of those pieces is I've had a storage unit because I had all this shit. And I had to figure out where to put it. So I got a storage unit. And today, my goal was to completely clear it out and finish this whole idea of 1, paying for storage, and 2, just having so much stuff. And I got to the storage unit, and it was awesome because I happened to have started the storage unit with my sister who moved to Colorado, and she had one thing in there, really one big thing that she left in there, which was a bed frame. But it was like 2 queen size bed, so it's a fairly big bed frame, right? Bed frame, all the pieces. And we get to the storage unit. It's literally that and like 3 little Tupperware boxes, those big, like, storage Tupperware boxes that you get like after holidays and whatnot. So we're able to, of course, put the other boxes in my car. What do you do with the bed? First plan was, well, we're going to go give it to the donation place right next to this storage unit. It's perfect. My son walks it over. They don't take beds. Okay, so now what? Doesn't fit in my car. Okay, so now what? And throughout this time, the more I had to make decisions, the more I had to figure it out, I was getting more and more exhausted. Where my final plan was literally, I was like, we're going to ditch this shit right here at the storage unit. And we're going to roll out because I don't know what to do with it. I know that was really bad and really like not kind or fair to anybody else. But I was at that point until I looked up and saw a video camera, and the those pieces of me that are a little compliant was kind of like, oh man, there's a video camera. Like, they're going to find me. They're going to know my license plate. Like, I had all kinds of paranoia. And because I had all this kind of paranoia, I decided to, I was going to ditch it. I was going to. And then my son sensed my paranoia. He sensed my nervousness. And he's 16, mind you. He's my youngest son. And he spent like 10 minutes. He's like, I'm going to figure this out. First, he tried to put all these pieces in the car, right? It did not fit. And then he's like, well, let's leave some of the parts here. And then, it looks like maybe we took 2 trips and we forgot the other ones. I was like, oh, great. I got a whole story for it. I know how to back myself up, right? I was like ready. I'm telling y'all, I was so done with making decisions. I did not want to figure out how to put that bed frame in my car for the life of me. I wanted to just ditch the shit and move on and be done with the storage unit and not have to look back on anything. But my son was like, no, Ma, you can't do that, right? And he guided me. And he protected me from myself in that moment. And the next thing is, like, we're driving to ditch. We're doing our ditch, right? And he's like, Ma, why don't you try turning in there? Because it looks like maybe there might be something back there. And I was like, oh, okay, try that. We turned into this little corner behind the unit. And there's a dumpster. Of course, no one tells you there's a dumpster, which it should be posted somewhere. Like, that's a whole nother logistics thing that I would like to take up with this storage unit. But neither here nor there. We turn into this area, and there's a dumpster, and we can dump the bed. Which honestly, it was time to dump the bed, right? And I don't have a place to put it. I don't need the bed. And no one can take the bed. So the bed isn't, and it's not even my bed, right? It's my sister's bed that she doesn't want anymore. And she's like, dump it. So I'm dumping it. Put it in the dumpster. Drive back. Pick up the other pieces. Drive to the dumpster. Dump this whole thing. I didn't have the guilt of leaving something where it shouldn't be. I didn't have the stress of trying to figure out what to do with a bed in my house now. And I didn't have to think about everything myself. That's exactly what I'm looking for in my life. And it's a beautiful thing, because today, when I needed it, it was my son who gave it to me. And I'm so grateful for that, because I think it helped me shift my perspective. It helped me shift my thoughts, which I needed in this moment and today. But it's also making me realize some things, which is that part of why I love that my son is there for me, and my other 2 are too. They're living their lives right now, which they're supposed to be doing. And honestly, this is what's supposed to be happening between me and my 16-year-old, because we need to build some closeness. But in 2 years, he goes off to school, and then he's off. Like, he's doing his own life, and he's supposed to. And I cannot rely on my children to be my support systems forever. I'm my own support system, and I know that. I'm a highly, highly self-sufficient woman. And anybody who knows me and who follows me realizes that. But the hardest, strongest women still need someone to help them, to support them, to guide them sometimes, because either they're fucking tired as shit of making decisions all the time, or they are, what's up? Welcome. I see someone in here. It's nice to have someone here. Please go and subscribe and check out my blog. Say hello in the chat. Let me know who you are. I've been telling stories about some lessons I'm learning through my writing and through actual lived life experience. And I'm talking about my relationship with my kids and my relationship that I'm looking for with a man in my life now at this point, which is that my kids are not always going to be there. My boys are not responsible for my happiness, and I'm fully and totally aware of that, which is why I'm not going to put that on them. But I think they're here in this transition time for me because I am tired of doing everything alone. And I am tired of having to make every decision. I want so badly to be in feminine softness and not director, manager, coach role. I want to be taken care of and adored and loved and just held. Literally just held. In silence. I'm at a point where I don't even need conversation anymore. I just need to know that I'm safe. I'm going to find it. But I just had to share this whole story of where I was and what happened today and how crazy the coinciding moments are in my life and where they take me. So if you liked my story, if you stayed through my story, please go and follow me. I am Brown Girl Interrupting. Subscribe below if you haven't done it yet. Click the little YouTube link to subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell. I will be back here next week on my regularly scheduled program, literally, which is Fame to Power Leading with Love, every Sunday at 9 o'clock. And I'm going to be interviewing a really dope man named Victorious Costas, who is currently he is a record owner of Legacy Denver Records and Legacy Brooklyn. He's the host with the most. He was amazing and made me feel right at home. And most importantly, he is taking pain and power and leading with love through mental health awareness and in his experiences as a filmmaker by creating stories of others in the music industry and people who are healing. So I see some folks in here. What's up? Anybody want to come in? Look, I'm ready for a conversation. I've been talking to the screen for like 20 minutes. I think people want to hear a real conversation. So if you are up for it and you are here, come join me in the studio. I can even put a little link in there. Come join me in the studio. I don't know who's here. Say hello. Give me a shout out. And if you haven't done it yet, go and subscribe to my channel. Subscribe my direct me. Go check out my blog. I was just talking about a piece I just wrote called Shattered. I can even read a little bit, but I think it would be great to have a conversation. So I see folks in here. Say hello. Join in. Chat with me. And I'm Brown Girl Interrupting. That's all I got for you today. I think that's all I got for you today. Well, I was hanging out with my daughter too. And my daughter is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Like I don't even have like the words to say how funny she is. She entertains me to no end. So I am so incredibly grateful for my children because in these times where I feel really weak and sad and lonely, they give me so much hope and so much faith and make me laugh and smile, and that's what I need. And I kind of just needed community today, which is why I'm on here, because I just needed folks or wanted people around. And so my YouTube community, my Brown Girl Interrupting supporters, my Ranters Network, glad to have y'all here. And if you stayed, thanks for staying. If you rolled out, thanks for visiting. And if you're watching this after the fact, peace, love, light. Join me next week, 9 o'clock on Brown Girl Interrupting, this channel. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell. Make sure you go and check out all of my stuff. I'm going to break it down for y'all. I am an Instagrammer. I love Instagram. It's like my happy place and it's my easy place. So, everybody has like their social media niche. Instagram's mine, right? So I'm there. I tell my story. Yesterday, I went to this event at Chesapeake Beach. No, that's not what it was. Columbia Beach. At Columbia Beach. And it is 10/10. Coincidences and alignment. It's 10/10. Beautiful thing. So, follow my stories on Instagram. I like to have fun. I live my life with my kids, with my friends, with my whatever. Whatever. Clearly not my boo, though, because as you can tell from all the conversation, I'm single and I don't have one. Would like one. I'm not just like one. I'm not like out there, searching for a guy in my life. But I'm waiting for the right one. The one that's going to be the man in my life and show up like a man. That's a big one. I've had so much emotional immaturity around me that all I really want is someone who can show up and handle their emotions in the way they come out, but also handle their emotions in being able to express them. And someone is ready to spoil me. So, all that said, follow me on Instagram. Go check me out on TikTok. I got some TikTok stories. I do some stuff on there. And, well, of course, my YouTube channel. And I am a co-host of an even cooler podcast that is Better Minds Interrupting, Equally Cool podcast, which is a spiritual healing podcast with my amazing co-host, Lovely T. Go and check us out, Better Minds Interrupting on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know the drill. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Look, I'm just going to keep saying it so you do it. And thanks for tuning in. If it was tonight, if it's a rebroadcast, I'm glad you could make it. And I'll be back next week for Pain to Power Leading with Love, live with Brown Girl and Victorious. See you then, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.